The Artemis 2 mission is a test mission of the Orion space capsule.
Artemis 2 will be the first time we put humans on this rocket.
We're going back to the moon because it's the next step in our journey to Mars.
We were always going to the moon.
Pushing ourselves to explore is just core to who we are. That's a part of being a human.
And liftoff. We shall return.
Continuing to test out every bit of Orion.
Coming back to Earth, 7 miles a second.
When humanity sets big goals, we can bring together genius from around the world.
You have the best people on planet Earth putting this vehicle together. That's what's up.
To innovate for the benefit of humanity and to inspire the world through discovery.
And here we go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the beginning of April starting. I honestly did not want to do this video whatsoever, but honestly, I wasn't even going to do a live today, but we got some astronauts going to space. They're going to the moon. Well, actually, they're going to go around the moon, but they're not going to land on the moon. Wow. You know, somehow, magically, the U.S. has billions of dollars to spend going to the moon in the middle of a war. Like, the real... Yeah, Alpha Armor, yeah, you understand what's going on. This is weird. This is really weird. There's so much... Oh my gosh, this world, bro. This is just horrible. It's just horrible. It's like, what are they trying to prove at this point? Because it seems like a lot of truthers, a lot of people who read the Bible, a lot of people who read the gospel of Jesus Christ, well, these folk are trying to give us the big middle finger. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. The people that are still NASA deep fans is just outrageous. It's just outrageous. And of course, you know, man, this is some crazy. I think my computer's going crazy right now. I think I'm having some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. YouTube is not receiving enough video. What the heck is going on? But anyways, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. This is how much they continuously push these agendas to us. They're continuously doing this on purpose. Why would they do this on April 1st? And not just that, but doing this in the middle of a war. Like, what in the flying F is going on? And of course, this is... So many people are lost in this world, like I said. So many people are lost in this world. You know? And this is some crazy stuff that's going on. Like, I really don't have too many words, but what they call this spaceship, it's actually a goddess, ladies and gentlemen, from Greek mythology. And of course, it's a goddess of the moon. All these things have big symbolisms, and we as a people have to call them out for what they are. And what I said in my previous video, if you have seen my shorts video, they're doing it on April 1st. And of course, you know, if you don't understand that April is basically the beginning of the year, because whatever they have been telling us is just Crazy, crazy amount of lies. Who knows? We can be in the year 1802, 1806, and we wouldn't have a dang clue because we continue just following what these elitists tell us day from day to day. But I'm going to play the next video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play the next video because this is, oh my gosh, this is just garbage.
We go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis II now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Good roll pitch. Roger, roll pitch.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis II mission around the moon.
Integrity, AMT high. AMT high.
On time, passing 30 seconds into the flights. Integrity passes the alternate MECO. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the main engines. Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
Humanity's next great voyage begins. We
Mission
just
last
heard
time,
it here. The
passing 1
baton
minute,
has been
approaching
passed from
Mexico.
launch control in Florida to mission control in Houston. Gio, give us a sense of what you're seeing and feeling on the ground there.
Have you the same?
Lindsay, I cannot look away, quite frankly. I cannot look away because this is just so spectacular. You are talking about a spacecraft that has just made the entire ground here just shake. It vibrates up your body. I always tell people, make sure your feet are on the ground. Make sure that you are feeling it. And we are seeing a gorgeous, gorgeous liftoff here. There is not a cloud in the sky. All of Florida at this point should have been able to see that launch and still see this out in the sky, just as you're seeing it right there on TV right now. It's truly incredible. The sounds you feel, the emotion you feel as that vibration moves through your body. It's quite incredible, Lindsay.
A mission with so much promise. You see the faces there, all eyes looking upward, capturing this moment. The rocket boosters are about to separate. They have just separated. What a day for humanity and space exploration.
So, ladies and gentlemen, they want to fool the masses again. So much mass deception. So much to the point where there's going to be people, and I don't doubt that these people are staged actors just showing the world for what it is, because we all know from time and time immemorial that they always like to let us know what they're doing. And at the same time, they're going to try to make us look like fools. Make us look like fools. I'm going to show you this picture right here. You know, out of this whole Economist cover, it told us right from the beginning what they were going to do. And if you look right next to that hand with handcuffs on it by the 250th anniversary cake, you see one big missile on the left side and you see 2 smaller rockets on the right. Well, this rocket had 2 boosters and 1 main rocket. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, right there, plain as day. The Economist cover told you. And of course, it's going to be behind everything that's been going on, trying to get you people to believe that we're going to the moon. But as followers of Christ, and we follow the Bible, you know that in the beginning of the Bible, it tells you about how we are entrapped in waters above the waters. And a lot of these people NASA fan base, boys, girls, all these people who like this NASA and like space and all this stuff, they're gonna fall for it. They're gonna be like, "Ha! You see, you dang flat earthers. See, you guys are stupid. You guys don't know any better." But yet then, they're not showing any footage of space whatsoever at all. It's either inside their cockpit or they're giving them some fake footage that is not correlating with the rocket itself, which is just horrendous. It's just like, again, the people are going to fall with it. And of course, they have some whack ass 480 420p freaking cameras that are pixelated, and then with the technology that we have now, can't get 4K straight up clear footage of what's happening. And this is why people are going to fall for this, ladies and gentlemen. They are probably the majority of the people of the US have the attention span on that. Yep. April Fool, yep. My internet keeps cutting. Yeah, Tony, mine does too. Supposedly, I think the powers that be don't want me to make this video because, I'm kind of like not angry, but I'm just like, wow, like, you really are, you're, why are these powers that be trying so hard? And this is the stupidest part, is that so many things are happening right now as we speak. The war in Iran, Israel, Ukraine, what's up, Diane, what's up? And all these other things that are happening right now, it's just overwhelming, ladies and gentlemen. It's just overwhelming at this point in time. I don't know, man. This world is wacky. It's just wacky as it can be. And then this is sometimes, I didn't want to do this live, but I'm going to show you something that's pretty interesting about this. Well, who is Archimedes? Whatever the heck it is. Archimedes. Whatever. Archimedes. I can't even pronounce that stupid name. But meet the Greek goddess who inspired NASA's return to the moon. Archimedes, the twin sister of Apollo, the goddess of the moon, embodies NASA's ambitious effort to return astronauts to the lunar surface for the first time in over 50 years. Oh my gosh. The first time in 50 years? Like, really? Really? And wasn't the draft 50 years ago as well? So everything is starting to just, I don't know, man. I feel like these powers that be, the people who are awakened and see through this bullcrap, basically we, the ones that are calling these things out, they're the ones responding to us. Alright, the Archimedes program is the name of the goddess, the Greek goddess of the moon and wilderness, and represents the agency's most ambitious human exploration campaign since the Apollo program. The series of missions that first carried astronauts to the lunar surface more than 50 years ago. Like, there were twins? So you're telling me that Archimedes and Apollo draft twins 50 years ago? What is... And it's happening now, which is just, oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. And then of course there's a lot of people watching this, over like millions of people are watching this right now. And it's just absolutely weird. It's weird. These are some weird times, ladies and gentlemen. These are some weird times. Right now it says error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience. Oh wow. Good YouTube. I'm experiencing poor streaming service right now. Sorry guys, I'm not Netflix. But anyways, and on top of that, I'm connected to the Ethernet. I'm not on the Wi-Fi. So yeah, I don't know why this is happening to me, but at times rockets, there's a spot in Atlantic Ocean near the Bermuda Triangle. Of all those rockets are the way back down, crash into the water. Found it when I was recharging that 10 years ago. Forgot the name. Arc. They should just salute with them. Take the statue with. Yeah, Diane, yeah. Right now I'm just like, man, people are gonna get fooled. It's just the way it is, and we try to do these videos to waken people up from the deception that's going on, and it makes it harder for us to do so when these wacky elites are doing these things. But it's weird because they're responding to us, the truthers. What do you got to hide that's so secretive that you have to spend billions of dollars in order for you to do this? This is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. All our taxpayer money is going to absolute deception to deceive us more and more and more. It's just garbage. Why are we going? They're literally trying to get you away from what's happening on the ground to make you focus more what's happening in the sky. We haven't even discovered like 90% of the ocean on top of that, but they want to go to space all of a sudden because it's such a beautiful thing to do. And let me tell you something. What if when they're up there, they discover, the aliens that are going to come to, help us because they're so technologically advanced that they probably see something up there and the aliens start coming down here. But I get it, but honestly, this is just mind-boggling. It's just like, what the heck are you people doing? Bro, like, NASA is garbage for one. Takes billions of dollars just to build a freaking rocket, send it up in the sky and say, hey, we're going to the moon, bro. They put people in cockpits with no way to see outside to show you, with these devices now, because these devices, they can record and you can take them up to space and they're portable. And of course they're not going to show you real footage on that because all what they're doing is just trying to deceive you as much as you can. And that's what these people continuously do over and over again, especially if you're a truther. If you are a truther, you understand the mass deception being played. Of course, April Fools. This is an April Fool's joke to you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fall for the narrative. And I know that I got people watching this video and saying, look, Gunslinger, you are dumb because, the earth is round and we live on a giant ball and we're going to go to space and do all this stuff. But in reality, ladies and gentlemen, if the first moon landing was fake, which there's a lot of evidence that indicates it was just a Hollywood script, what makes you think this one's not fake? Now they have better technology to show you and to deceive you better than ever. It's all about deception, mass deception. Sometimes when I tell myself and I see that, okay, if the world is flat, if the world is what it is, just a flat surface, we're not a spinning ball round and round, why don't they want us in Antarctica? Why don't they want us to go over there? Why is it so secretive over there? What do you have to hide? If it's just a massive just piece of land that's full of ice, and it's so-called dangerous for us, the people, to go explore, why would you let barely anybody go and visit it? and explore it. I know your videos are gonna lag because they're not trying to help me out with this video, ladies and gentlemen. The powers that be don't want me to put this video up because we know this is mass deception. It's just right in our face. This is one of their best ways to get you away from the Bible. I'm telling you. So many people would be like, "Oh, but God's a higher entity. He's a big being. What you think he just made us humans and he didn't make anything else?" The crazy part about this is the fact that in the Bible, if all these people who wrote the Bible would be like, "Yeah, there's space creatures. Yeah, there's space. There's rockets." Just like when Ezekiel saw Ezekiel's wheel with all these weird eyes and wings and faces and all this stuff that was on this craft, which it wasn't a craft, it was an angel. These creatures, these angels, these beings that God has created, they've been among us for the longest time. But the stars in the sky, billionaires use astronomy so much more than we as the little folk, because that's the way they see things clearly. Yes, Tony, this life's just gonna keep stopping. It keeps circling every few seconds, and I have full bars, so I don't know. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if they're just trying to shut me up. But it's just the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the way it is. It's always some distraction that's going on. Yes, Diane, yes. We were taught that Earth is spinning so fast that we can't feel anything happen. Most of us was taught in school that was like being April Fool's daily. I'm telling you, we are literally in... Like, why would you... Like, for example, if you, as the people... question Jeffrey Epstein and the Jeffrey Epstein files, why wouldn't you question NASA? Like, that's the problem with people. They just go along with it. They just be like, "Oh, it's the truth," and that's it. They never question it. Because with your eyes now, with today's world, with AI, it's easier to deceive you. And of course, even the governments have been saying that aliens are demons. They're interdimensional beings. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, they do that to deceive other people and then be like, "Nah, I don't trust the government, bro. They've been saying that they keep saying over and over again that aliens are demons, and they're saying this and that." And it's just like, that's how they get you. The government didn't come up with that solution. The people who are awake came up with that. The government just stole it from those people and used it as their own weapon to deceive the masses, because they're going to believe. They're not going to believe the government when they say that aliens are demons. They're just not. They're just not. And people are going to be like, "Oh, well, if aliens exist because, if you're saying they don't, you're just limiting the power of God." But God created us in his image. Then whatever these demons and so-called aliens are, these so-called grays, what image is that coming from? Because God clearly says it in the Bible that we are created in the image of God. So what other image is that? You mean the deception image, the mockery image, the false image, which is who? The serpent? Why do these gray aliens look like amphibians? Why do some of these aliens look like lizards? Or is it because the serpent created its own creatures? Because we all know that Satan also wants to copy God as much as he can, because he wanted to be God. And this is a time where we have to keep our eyes on a swivel, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to deceive you. They're going to try to deceive you, especially today. What a freaking clear day. April 1st, April Fool's Day. Why do they do that? Why? Why? Why not March 31st? Why not that? Why did they have to do it specifically on April 1st? It doesn't make sense, but it does. Because they want to fool you as hard as possible, as quick as possible, to get you off the Bible sooner than later. Because they know their time is running out, ladies and gentlemen. Their time is running out. And I showed you in the front Economist cover. This rocket ship, these two little rocket ships right next to the fist with handcuffs, and that big old rocket ship right next to the left-hand side of that fist with the handcuffs. Well, there you go. There's your rocket. And there's the boosters right next to it. These elites know what they're doing. And of course, when it shows you the round ball all around the world, it shows you the globe. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is mass deception. And we as the truthers, we want to know the truth. But we're not going to get it from the so-called powers that be that continue lying to us every day, 24/7, telling us this is what it is, because it's not. Everything we've been taught is a freaking lie. And then people like to always attack the Bible, always attack fellow Christians. But how come the number one religion in the entire world is the followers of Christ? I'm talking about the true followers of Christ, the people who read the scriptures, that read the Bible. How come they're the ones getting persecuted? How come they're the ones always getting made fun of? How come they're the ones that always end up being on the target list for all these individuals to mock of? How come they make a mocking of Jesus Christ? Why is that a thing? Because these people, the powers that be, know that they cannot have any power whatsoever at all if the people start waking up in mass droves and understanding that this whole government deception, this whole satanic beast system that was created, this matrix beast system from Satan that was created, is just there to distract us, to deceive us from the truth that's right in front of our faces. They continue saying we're in a globe, we are in a round ball. And like I said, if you get a marble, put water over it, it's just going to fall right out. The thing about this mass deception about the moon landing is the fact that they're going to deceive more people. Especially the Christians, the followers of Christ, who be like, oh, but I read in the Bible that the earth is not a round sphere ball flying through space at thousands miles per hour. They're going to go away from the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just like, wow. And there's going to be a lot of YouTubers online telling you, oh, look, see, you flat earthers, you crazy fools. Look, it's true. It's real. It's real. When all this is going to be animated, all of this is going to be CGI. No, even better, AI. They're not going to tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen. They just ain't. They're just not. And why do this in the middle of a war with Iran? That doesn't make sense. Like, when have we launched a rocket? When the Apollo landing, when it was first there, we were not in the middle of war. That was after we were done with war. That was done after that. But now we're in the middle of a war with Iran. But somehow Trump's like, hey, go ahead, launch a missile, man. Go ahead, launch a rocket. The Epstein files, Charlie Kirk, the DNA, the ballistics of that round did not match the ballistics of the ATF. It's officially been declared. So basically, that dude that ended up shooting Charlie Kirk didn't shoot Charlie Kirk. And Erica Kirk is like, hey, I forgive him. Like that. We are being lied continuously over and over and over again. Where are the files at? Where'd the Epstein files go? They're gone. No one's talking about it no more. Everyone's see how many distractions there are. They're trying to distract you from the fact that these elite pedos run the whole world. And no one's going to do a dang thing about it. We just ain't. We're not going to do anything about it, ladies and gentlemen. All we can do is just try to speak the truth to everyone so they can have eyes to see and ears to hear so they can understand they're being deceived. The Epstein files are gone. The war is gone. Now a space mission? Oh, so now aliens are coming. Bro, you can't make this crap up. You can't. We're living in a clown show right now. An absolute freaking clown show. It's unbelievable how much information, how much events are taking place right now. It's hard to even keep up with this crap. Hey y'all, this stuff makes me upset too. Yeah, Melissa, yeah. It makes all of us upset because it's just like they're spending all your taxpayer money on what? To go around in circles in the moon? Be like, hey bro, let me go take a quick joyride to the moon real quick, bro. Let me spend $5 billion on this joyride to the moon just so I can go around, bro. Just so I can practice to go to Mars, bro. That's what they're doing in your face. Yeah, they are doing this, man. They are doing this. Didn't Vance recently admit that they were... Yeah, Diane, and let me tell you something about Vance. He literally said that these aliens are so-called demons. But no one's gonna believe him because no one believes the government. I don't believe the government. But the real truthers have been saying this from day one, before all this crap, before the government even knew about aliens. Because remember, the government was always telling you were a tinfoil wearing hat piece of crap that doesn't know crap about these aliens, and aliens don't exist. They are not real. But all of a sudden, they turn to do a 180 and they start telling you, the people, that they're real. This is absolute garbage, ladies and gentlemen. And that's when you know the government, they're trying so hard to hide all these things, but they can't. With the technology that we have now and the resources that we got, the internet and all these other social media ads and applications that we have, we can post up these videos. And of course, they're gonna have their troll bots and all these bots and all these people that are trying to deceive you, to make fun of you and roast you and troll you on the internet, saying that you are completely wrong, because that's what they continuously doing. They use this internet as a weapon, and we as the individuals, the powers that be, the people who are literally truth seekers, because we have the power to unleash the truth to everybody. But if we, the people, don't look up and research these things for our own self and understand and start questioning the things that we have been taught growing up, we're not going to escape this. I'm telling you. So they can laugh at all. Yeah, Bonnie, yeah. Oh my gosh. This is just the way it is, because if we're in a room full of people who believe NASA and we say the earth is flat, they'll just laugh at us and they'll just continue joking at us. They'll continue attacking us one way or another. Even when we say, oh, aliens are demons, they'll continue laughing about it, because the truth is not in them, ladies and gentlemen. The truth is not in them. Yeah, I wish we'd have known these things and know that I was at your age 30 years ago. I only have snapped fully 10 years. Yeah, Tony, some people just wake up late, you know. I woke up early. Like I said, I started waking up in my early days in high school, waking up from this mass deception, because I kept questioning everything. My teachers hated the fact that I would question everything. I would even question, be like, how come we can't have Bibles at school? But these kids can practice their religion at school peacefully. Some of these kids, their so-called religion allowed them to have necklaces with actual blades, with actual daggers around their neck, and that was their religion. But we couldn't take a Bible to school? Really? I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, mass deception is right here, trying to take us away from the truth that we've been seeking. You know, sometimes I do these videos because it gets me riled up. You know, like today I didn't want to do this video. I really didn't. But then, you know, I just had to do this video because it's just, it riles me up. It's just like, why now? You know, sometimes when I say why, I understand the reason behind it, but why this time? Why at this period in time? You know, it kind of makes you think and wonder, be like, what are the truthers doing that the elites are panicking? You know? Yeah, Tony, majority of everything the government has taught you is a lie. It's just the way it is. Vance part-time job might be cover girl company with his eyeliner. Yeah, Diane. These people are clowns. They're absolute freaking clowns. This is a clown show. It's just... And of course, they're trying to take you away from the 30,000 troops they're sending in Iran that are going to probably get slaughtered. I just recently seen a video of Iran dropping a giant bomb on U.S. troops. And they like no one got hit, but it dropped. It fell. And exploded right next to them. And the things about these things that continue happening is they're just giant distractions, just to get you off the ball, just to not get you to know the truth. We as followers of Christ know the truth, which is Jesus Christ. You follow Jesus Christ, because I'm telling you, the way I fell deep in the rabbit hole with these conspiracy theories, I wanted to figure out the truth. I wanted to dig deeper in what's happening in this world that we live in. I kept asking questions. I kept denying the resources that the government was giving me, because I know the fact that they were lying. Let me tell you a little testimony real quick, so you can get to know me a little bit. But this was back when I was 8 years old. Okay? Listen to what I gotta tell you. This was when I was 8 years old. My mom took me to the clinic because I needed to go get my shots, or else if I didn't get my shots, I couldn't go to school. And this was, of course, in the behind enemy lines of California. So I went to go to the doctor. You know what I told the doctor? I told the doctor, do these shots that you're injecting me with, do they have tracking devices? Me as an 8-year-old child, I did not know anything about conspiracy theories. None of this crap. I just told her, do they have tracking devices? Are you going to track me wherever I go with these things when you inject me? They literally had me sitting in the room by myself, and it took my mom aside. My mom, she was straight up beaner, didn't know anything. Yeah, make sure rest in peace. She was straight up beaner Mexican, you know. Hola, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué paisa? You know, kind of that Mexican, you know. She didn't know anything about conspiracy theories. I heard over the door. I was like, did you tell your kid that there's tracking devices in these things? My mom's like, ¿Qué chingado? You no sé qué estás hablando. I don't know what you're talking about. But like, este niño, this kid, no sé qué está hablando. I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, the nurse came back inside and she's like, no, they don't have tracking devices. She's like, where did you hear that, young man? I'm like, I don't know. But like, I don't know, because, you know, you guys are always ejecting all the kids with these things and you want us to go to school. So I thought it was a tracking device to see where we're at school. That was coming from me, an 8-year-old stupid little kid. Bro, I'm telling you. I am telling you right now. I am impressed. You have a good head on your shoulders and heart and chest, and I'm sincerely proud of you, bro. In our language, you really have a good idea on things. I mean, yeah, Tony, I do, but you know, it's just weird. It's just weird how throughout my whole life, you know, I would always question everything, and it wasn't kind of like a thing where because I didn't watch any movies at that time. I wasn't watching any TV shows. I was watching like freaking Sesame Street and Elmo and all this goofy stuff, Caillou, and all these PBS shows, PBS Kids and all this weird crap that I was watching when I was a kid. But I was tripping out a lot of people, and then of course the nurses, I don't know what it was, but after that time I would always get spiritually attacked at school. Teachers would always keep their eyes on me. When it was my first day at school, I didn't want to go to school. I was literally crying and shoving, and I was like hitting my mom and be like, I don't want to go to school, and I have tears coming out of my eyes, being a big baby, and then, oh man, I remember it like it was yesterday, bro. This is just insane. It's just insane. The war is mass sacrifice. Yep, it is. It is mass sacrifice. But can you see that we're being distracted right now with the moon land? They don't want you to see any. They don't want you to keep your eyes on this war. Donald Trump, the orange hot Cheetos over here. He's trying his best to keep you distracted, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are gonna fall for those distractions. The Epstein files. Where are the Epstein files? Oh, here they are, just blank pieces of paper. Hey, what happened to the Iran war? Oh no, we launched a missile to the moon. Bro, you can't make this crap up. You just can't. But you have to be humorous in these times. Don't keep yourself low, man. You have to laugh at this. You have to laugh. If you have Jesus Christ in your heart and your soul and your mind and your spirit and in your mind, you have to laugh. You have to be like, bro, these people are stupid. Like, these people are so chaotic that they're willing to spend billions of dollars to get the truthers to continue following their deception. Like, bro, ain't gonna cut it. You ain't gonna win, Satan. You stupid. You know what I mean? You have to laugh at these satanic agents. You have to laugh at these people. These people are a joke, man. They're a joke. They are a joke. You have a good beat on things. Another looking down on the barrel of the shotgun and see that they have the bead right on the spot. Yep. My parents had a vaccine that left a scar. Oh, Diana, that's not good. That's not good. If your parents are Mexican, because my older sister, she was born in Mexico. She has this weird scar on her hand, on her arm, and it left it permanently, a big old scar on her. But who knows? Watch out, bro. Remember, they want to take citizenship to places like... They can't take my citizenship. I was born in California. Hey, wait. I was just playing, bro. Yeah, they always want to try to target those Mexicanos. Hey, have you noticed that there's not really... the ICE is now working with TSA too? And, of course, ICE was just stopping a lot of American citizens. They weren't even stopping illegal immigrants. And... yeah, it's just a whole clown show, man. What's up, Banshee? What's up? My grandpa used to say that all the time to me as a child, little man, you have a really good beat on the things. Yeah. Greetings, Doc Shelley from Oregon. But, ladies and gentlemen, don't believe this moon landing. Just, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna have to end this live because I keep lagging. I keep lagging a lot, and my somehow recap. How the government's deceiving us so bad with all these distractions. The war in Iran, the moon. Now we're going to the moon, Banshee. Did you hear? We're going to the moon. Yeehaw! We're gonna go to the moon. Trying to distract you from the Epstein files. From the war in Iran now. It's like, man, all we could do is just laugh at these stupid satanic pedos and give them the middle finger and be like, we got God on our side. You ain't nothing saying. You ain't nothing. So just remember, ladies and gentlemen, once these aliens start coming down from the moon, remember, God created us in his image. So if aliens were not created in the image of God, because it doesn't say that whatsoever in the Bible, then who created these things? Of course, in the image of Satan, ladies and gentlemen, in the image of Satan and the fallen angels. Remember, guys, these are lowercase gods. These are lowercase gods. Doc Shelley, yep, there it is. It's a way they used to give a polio vaccine pre-1969 and the East Coast and 1966 on the West Coast. Yep, Bonnie, yep, me too, bro. But they just has a reunion about it. Yep. Those round-looking scars on the people on the 60s are from the smallpox vaccine. Oh, man, I didn't know that about that, Tony. We talking about the fake looning crap. Banshee! Yeah, we're talking about the mass deception that, you know, these pedo elite satanic pedos, you know, they're trying to deceive as many people as they can because, you know, they're running out of options. So the next step is to bring all the aliens from the moon. We're gonna go around the moon. We're gonna go to the dark side of the moon, and then the people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, we're surrounded by aliens. They're gonna come back down with these aliens, and then the aliens are gonna be like, hello, we've been here all this whole time. We're actually satanic beings from a different light source 3,000 years ago, and we're here to take over the planet. You know, that kind of stuff. You know, they're gonna do that. My grand is an 8, and he believes it. I told him it was fake, and he didn't believe me. Yeah, Bonnie. It's sad. It's just sad because that's the mass deception. They have to get to the children first. They have to get to the children first because the children are the most vulnerable when it comes to these things. You know, when I was 8, I was in love with space. I believed in NASA and all this other crap. You know, but cutting out bad right now. Yeah, you guys, I'm getting cut out really bad. yeah, Banshee, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna end the live because I'm getting lagged out. But remember, guys, don't get deceived over this bullcrap. Do not get deceived, ladies and gentlemen. Do not get deceived. I put my new shirt up in my merch stuff. You know, I'm gonna link down below. Choose a side. Choose a side, of course. Let me turn this around real quick before I dip. You know, it tells you what side to choose. You have a free will to choose. You can go to heaven, the narrow path, or you can go to hell, the broader path. Matthew 7, verse 13 to 14. Ladies and gentlemen, go get your shirts if you want to get one. But you guys, that's right. Alright, guys, I'm lagging. I'm going to leave it off with the prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth that is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For that is the kingdom, thy power, and thy glory forever. In Jesus' name I pray. Don't fall for the mass deception. You are the resistance. Continue pushing on forward and speaking the truth to the whole world. Thank you guys for watching. I'm American Mexican Gunslinger. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Like and share the video as much as you can. You have the free will to choose. I'm out. Peace.